Welcome back to Questing Time. I'm your host, Paul Foxcroft, and this is episode 18, part 2. The party are chasing down, actually, some people that they don't have any details about, but they're chasing down an infernal machine, a giant sort of tanker structure that's being driven across the wastes of hell, as the players are currently rocking a dune buggy and an evil motorcycle. The Rough Knight is solo on the motorcycle. Phillin Blanks is driving the dune buggy, which currently has a length of chain running out of its harpoon gun, which is attached to the amazing Claire, who is hovering in midair, parasailing, if you will, behind the dune buggy while holding the Reverend up and preventing him from falling to his death. It's suboptimal going into the next fight, but that's fine. The players currently have no real understanding of the stakes, but they are having a wonderful time. I've added a little homebrew fun into this, which is that they are on an established road or track in hell, occasionally running into possibly recognisable golden rotating boxes that hover over the ground and have white question marks on them that may or may not give their cars special powers themed around mushrooms, plants and stars, that kind of thing. I hope you enjoy this. It was a really fun game to write and a very fun game to DM. We will see how the players handle the tremendous amounts of power I'm offering them and if they make it to the end of this session. I mean, the odds are against them. Enjoy the show. You then use your free hand to grab the Reverend, and now you, using your wings as a sort of sail, are now paragliding in midair, holding the Reverend behind this incredibly fast vehicle, with no means of winding yourself back in because the crank and the release lever is at the other end. But you are at least still, like, as part of this. Let me point out, this is not how I thought this would go.
When's it ever gone the way you thought it would go, Paul?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Matt, you look back briefly. You see nobody else is in the vehicle with you at all. Claire is about 60 feet of chain behind you, in midair, wings deployed as a shield, holding onto the Reverend, who is flailing around with his shoes stuck in a shield. You can also you can see the just duty side to side in this bike as the demons are throwing random shit off the back of the thing. However, on the demons go, the driver slams into one of these gold boxes, which vanishes, and they deploy out of the back of the demonic. Of the Eviscerator is it's about 5 foot tall, but it just dumps a massive withered banana skin with a screaming face on it.
That's all you get when you're
and hateful.
Oh, they shouldn't be in the lead. If they want something better than that, don't be in the lead.
Yeah.
I will try and steer away from that if possible.
That's reasonable. However, there's a flamethrower on the back of the thing. But it doesn't. They're very far from it. It's just jetting fire into the sky. No, it isn't. You're one link. Matt, make a dexterity saving throw for your vehicle, please.
Oh my gosh!
How do you like an 18? Plus 2, rough 20.
Great. So you take half damage.
The vehicle.
The vehicle is immune to flame, but you, however, are not. So it just shoots a jet of flame at you, but you scoot the vehicle to one side, avoiding it, and I'll let you avoid the banana skin with a roll that good. So you take, hang on. Oh, this is terrible. I'm rolling really badly.
Good. Good.
Now
you take 6
dice and Rich.
You take 7 fire damage. That was terrible.
I mean, you say that's terrible, but for me, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm the only one at the wheel at the moment.
Flames out. And then also you're also within range of you're the only character in range of any of the attacks. I'm so sorry, Matt.
It's all right. Oh god.
What is the armor class of your vehicle? That was in the email I sent.
That is. I've got it here.
21 while you're in. Close. A harpoon from there's a harpoon turret on top of this thing at the back, which fires a harpoon with just length of chain on it, and it glances off of the armor on the front, almost but not quite hitting max. And also on top, the top middle turret is a It's a demon, a sort of horned goat-like demon. Turning the turret is a human torso with a human head on top of it, nailed to a fixed position and covered in wax. And it points it at you, and it opens its mouth and screams an intense psychic scream. Can you make a wisdom save, please, Matt? And 3 people.
Natural.
20. Oh, shitting me. Is that a natural 20?
Yeah.
In which case, fine. You
Black
feel this.
dice. When a 3 weeks on this dice. Mwah.
You feel this resonant scream building up inside you, in your head, and you just tune it out. Like you just,
I just start screaming back.
Yeah, ah! And somehow you hit a resonant frequency, and it doesn't affect you, which is a real shame. That's a cool.
If anything, it makes your cigarette taste better.
Yeah. I look down to Squeaks and say, "Squeaks, my world is fire and blood. I was once a halfling, but now I am nothing but a road warrior."
Please roll a d20 for me.
11.
11. You slam into one of these golden boxes. And the little window, the little box on your dashboard with a red button next to it, reveals the image of a red turtle shell hovering around, and you sure enough can see there is a red turtle shell orbiting the vehicle at this point. And that is the end of that turn, unless you'd like to use your bonus action to slam that button.
Because I know Marikar, and if you've got a shell, it protects you if someone fires, and also a red shell is always a great thing to have in your arsenal in case anyone comes up or overtakes, and you can fire that both front and back, so keep that.
So as you continue, Rufus, could you also roll a d20 for me? Because assuming you're hitting one of these boxes, but I can't imagine why you wouldn't.
Well, Paul, I mean, why would it matter? Because evidently the universe hates me. 4.
Okay, so what appears in the little window on your vehicle is 3 awful-looking mushrooms.
Ooh, yes, baby.
And they look monstrous.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we're we're back into initiative, and I've lost a piece of paper with everyone's initiative values on.
Can me and the Reverend fly into the 4th box?
Briony, I would like you to make a fly. What skill is this? I guess acrobatics. Make an acrobatics check to try and angle your wings so as to drive you towards the ground into one of the boxes.
Rough 20.
Excellent. Now, there is no mechanism for you to operate these things, so I'm going to ad-lib some stuff. Briony, I want you to roll a d20 for me, and Richard the same.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to just buck a slightly different chart for you because you're not in vehicles.
I got
So
a
if
9.
you roll vehicle specific, I'll change it. What did you get, Briony?
9.
And Richard?
I got a 7.
Okay.
I think it's just for a choice. I don't know.
Yeah.
Briony,
Yes.
let me a vehicle specific one, so I'm going to change yours. Briony, you are being orbited by a green turtle shell. And Richard, you begin to flash brightly, and also uncontrollably you sing.
Is there enough of my own voice to be able to shout to Claire, "Throw me"?
You're not using your voice, you're automatically chanting that.
Yeah.
Throw me.
I throw him.
Throw me.
Initiative is Briony. So what I'm actually going to say, Briony, is what's going to be easier is if you fire the green shell, but use it to be a reverend.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Who needs a car?
Because of turtles, the D&D established race of turtle people. They're not turtle shells because that might be a legal issue.
Turtle.
Yes, Briony, I would like you to make an attack roll for firing a shell at this thing. It's a +7 to fire a shell.
Oh, then it's. You mean I add 7 to what I just got? 19.
19. Hang on a second. The armor class of the thing you are. It isn't. The armor class is 19. You have hit. So, Briony, would you roll for me 2d8 damage, please? And Richard, you are fired at the eviscerator. Now, there's basically. There's I forgot. Do you know what? I've forgotten something really important from the back of this vehicle. It's the wrecking ball. But we'll get to that in a second. So there is a wrecking ball on the back of this, which is swinging around wildly, and it just missed last turn. You don't want to be on the receiving end of the wrecking ball. But Richard, you, on the back of the shell, are basically holding the back of the shell, surfing the ground with your shield, and using the shell to propel yourself towards the thing. As you let go, the shell slams into the eviscerator. How much damage did you do, Briony?
8 plus 5.
Lovely stuff. Don't know where the pluses come from, but that's cool.
Because I rolled an 8 and I rolled a 5.
Oh, great. So that makes sense. So that's
13
plus 5.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Damage. So this actually does damage. So all the infernal machines have what's called the damage threshold. So if you do under the damage threshold, it just glances off the armor, but you've broken through it to do its first. What was that? 15 damage. But you haven't done enough damage to make part of it break. So Richard, you've got two options. You can get onto a sort of gantry at the back. It'll take a roll to get up there. You can grab onto the wrecking ball, or you can attempt to climb the armor over one of the wheels. What would you like to do? Bear in mind.
You definitely want to do a cool walk along the top, whatever you do.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to climb up on the gantry.
All right, cool. Make an athletics check for me, but you can have advantage because you realise you feel like you are. Well, actually, you're lighter than normal because you are on a hoverboard.
I'm also gonna. Was it athletics? Oh yeah. No. Okay, yeah. So that's 6 plus 7, Briony.
Oh, Christ Almighty.
13.
Right. So you grab the edge of the gantry and manage to pull yourself. Bear in mind, your feet are still attached to the hover shield.
Yeah.
And as you do, the demon up there, who's this sort of giant mouth with a body, let me just summon his stats, gets a free attack of opportunity on you.
But you've got to remember, I am going.
I know what that means. So he, holy shit, he gets a natural 20. Slaps his mouth across, like his mouth is enormous, bites your head, and then you take no damage, and he just is fired up and off of the back of the vehicle into the middle distance. There is no one to operate the flamethrower now.
Well, there's somebody.
That is true. So, Richard, you are on the back of this vehicle, and there are a lot of demons here. Next up,
I just look down at my hands and just go.
Thanks, Alexa. Next up is Rufus.
Okay. Well, the drive action is pretty set, isn't it? I just say I keep driving, but is that right? I don't think there's like a thing. As long as you don't say an action,
if you want to do another action, you can. The assumption is that if you want to do something specific with the vehicle, you use the drive action. If you want to just keep going in the same direction, you can do that and another action on top of it. If you want to do stunts or shit, that's an action.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, I've got these mushrooms.
You do.
I want to know what is the comparative value of the height of my vehicle and the ground clearance of the thing. Basically, can I drive under this vehicle?
Do you know what? Based on the illustration I've done, yes.
Okay.
So fast and furious, I love it.
Just.
Okay, well, look, I'm happy for a few scratches and whatnot.
Okay.
So, essentially, I'm going to push the button and try and mushroom myself under...
Hang
on, wait. What I'm going to do is mushroom to the side of it, just outside of, I don't know, let's say the reach of a wrecking ball, and then hard left in and under.
Okay, cool. You push the button. one of the mushrooms appears physically on the thing, screams, and melts. We are in hell, and you jet forwards.
Yeah, dude.
So you're now like 2 lengths behind the thing, off to the left. You want to whack another mushroom into the mix?
Yes, I do.
Right. And I would like you to make a dexterity roll with the bike stats, so it's +7, to slide underneath this. And I'm going to oppose that with the wrecking ball is going to have a go at you. Okay.
I mean, we
can
have established that the universe hates me, right?
Well, hang on for a second. I was going to say, before you roll this, you have inspiration from last session, and this is like a very good time to use it.
Yes,
So-
that was exactly what I was thinking, Paul. I'm glad we agree.
Is that- because
Oh.
Oh.
so what happens is you drive you juke the bike from the left of this vehicle across the path of Matt's dune buggy, and as you look up and just see the wrecking ball swinging for you, all the carved screaming faces in the side of it, as you slam the bike down basically onto its side, still propelled by this awful Zutmugi mushroom magic underneath the infernal machine, and there's all like pipes and sort of weird cables and weird what might be intestines pumping around underneath it, and you are now but you can't sit up in the saddle.
Yeah.
Like, you have to keep your head down, and there's sparks occasionally from you clanging the top of what would be a windshield if it wasn't metal. On the underside of this thing, and you are now underneath it. You are between 2 enormous, it's like a half track, so you're between, to your right and to your left are 2 enormous sort of tank track looking things,
Okay.
and ahead of you are 2 other sets of wheels, and directly ahead of you can just see the front of it is lower, and then you can see this constantly churning sort of scythe blades on the front of the thing. But you are now underneath the thing. Richard.
Yes.
Sorry, Matt, it is your turn.
Okay. How far am I?
You're about 20 foot behind it. So you're in the bracket ball, but it's used its turn to have a go at Rufus.
Yeah, and I'm the only one in this vehicle at the moment.
You're currently the only one in that vehicle. Claire is still tethered behind it and flying around.
How many wheels does this thing have?
It's got 2 tank tracks either side, and 3 sets of wheels.
I'm going to aim at the tank tracks and fireball.
Make an Arcana check.
16 plus... I always forget. 3, so 19.
19. Okay, so based on what you saw the flamethrower do to your infernal machine, you think these things are immune to flame damage.
Okay. In that case, thank you for your help. I am going to do the same, but with a Chaos Bolt at level 3.
Great. All right, roll your damage, please. Specifically the 2d8 that tell you what kind of damage options you have.
Yep. Where's my D8 gone? There you are. So I've got a 4 and a 1, which...
that gives you your choice of acid or force.
Obviously acid.
Sure. And at 3rd level, that is 2d8 damage plus something.
Oh yeah, let me find it. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking. This is... it doesn't say, does it? At higher levels, when you cast this,
there we go.
Each target takes 1d6 extra damage of the type rolled. Yeah.
So it's those 2d8. So it's 5 plus 2d6.
Okay, so first d6 is 5, second d6 is also 5.
Okay, so that's 15 damage.
Yeah.
That's enough to break through the damage threshold. Great. So there's a ball of complex possibility flies out of your hand that turns into acid as you slam into the tank tracks. And you see like bits of them fly off, but it's not quite enough to break through the threshold to really do really specific system damage. Richard, you are glowing, flashing on and off. You are singing the dee 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 song, and you are on the back balcony of this thing. The balcony is like crudely, it's all welded together with like jutted pieces of iron. There is a very thin gantry that so if you're at the back, if you're facing the back, looking at the Matt in his dune buggy and Claire flying behind it, to your left and to your right, there's like a very thin gantry over the wheels, over the tank tracks, and then it leads down to a lower sort of like running plate. Mm-hmm. There's also ladders leading up to the top of this sort of large tanker that you're on. I should point out that immediately next to you, you can see there's a big tap with just a little yellow drip coming out of it. Suggesting
Custard.
you are on top of a tanker of demonic liquor. You can also see on top of the tanker is a harpoon gun with a goat-headed demon on top of it, and you can also make out that to one side of you, to the right-hand side from the left-hand side as you look at as you travel. Fucking hell, the vehicle's left.
Don't worry, he'll muck it up anyway.
There's also a demon making its way to you. It's a red-skinned demon with like black, almost tiger stripes all along the side of it. It's small. It's only about 4 foot tall. It's got a wicked like mouth. It's a very spiky teeth in its mouth and huge horns that come out either side. And it's just sort of cackling these violently glowing green eyes, laughing uncontrollably and making its way to you. And it's just got huge. It's got like a what's the word? Like a flail, like a spiked chain. It's spinning in a sort of threatening manner as it makes its way towards you.
I'm gonna just with my newfound like invincibility.
I'm assuming, by the way, you take your shield off your feet.
Oh yeah, I flicked that up into my hand and grabbed it and looked cool. And I'm basically just going to start walking towards him and get faster and faster and faster, and then just dive through him like Neo, Agent Smithing in the Matrix.
Cool.
There's not enough film references happening right now.
And just leap at this cackling demon who's like, ah, ha, 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 and you just slam into him, and sure enough, there's a boop, and he just flies upwards and bursts midair.
Great.
So yeah, you're now on the side of the
starboard side.
You're on the starboard side of this vehicle. Ahead of you, what you can see is there's a proper door that looks like it takes you to the helm where this thing is controlled from. You can also see ahead of you is a bridge that is currently raised.
Come on.
Next up is the bad guys. Richard, your armor class, please.
Oh yeah.
Why did I waste that attack?
Yeah, he's invincible.
Yeah, he's invincible. Too late, you chose him. We're playing with live ammo here, Paul.
Yeah, we're playing with armor.
Yeah.
Anything aware about?
20. The harpoonist just swivels round to you, Richard, and point blanks you in the back of your head with a harpoon that just bounces off.
Oh, dude, come on, get another reference. Superman it hits his eyeball and just crumples.
The good eye as well.
Which is
yeah,
which one's that?
One of them.
Actually, no. Rufus, what you can see underneath is on the right hand, on the port side, as you can see, one of the demons. It's only small, but it's crawling underneath.
Right.
Of all this like sort of all the gears and stuff. And there's a drive shaft underneath there as well, but it's making its way to you underneath, crawling upside down underneath the thing. It's not going to get to you this turn, but you can see it. In fact, it will have a ranged attack at you because it has got one now. I think about it. So it just opens its mouth and screams. There was a wild magic roll and it was a 4, so nothing happened. It opens its mouth at you and screams, and a bolt. Oh, cool! What's your armor class of your vehicle?
Really high. Sorry, I've got it here on my email, and
it's 23. Shit.
Armor class is 23, and also the damage immunities to the vehicle are fire, poison, and psychic.
That's cool, because this guy has got a 23 bang on, just, and has spat acid at your vehicle. So, your threshold is... he's done enough... I'll keep track of the damage to your vehicle.
Right.
So the good news is, it hasn't blown up the vehicle, it has done exactly 10 damage of acid to your vehicle. And you hear the sizzle hit you duck down behind the thing again, and you can see part of the driver's canopy melt away, at which point it's done just enough to warrant a mishap roll. So, Rufus.
Yeah. While Paul's looking that up, I'd just like to tell everyone else, couldn't be going better. My plan is to explode this bike under that truck. If this guy's going to do the work for me...
How are you going to get out?
I'm going to jump and I'm going to jump of the wrecking ball and grab on, because I should just fly out under like Indiana Jones, because we didn't have enough film references. And he grabs himself under the car and then pulls himself back up.
Okay, so Rufus, you realise something has gone click in a bad way inside the vehicle, and then when you do this, the front wheel is locked.
Brilliant. Love it.
So that is the thing that has happened. What else is going to go on? Matt?
Yep.
What also happens is, in fact, Rufus, I also need you to make a dexterity saving throw for this. Wow. The guy driving is slowing the vehicle down and then duking it to the side to try and knock Matt off of the road. He is blithely unaware, Rufus, of your presence.
Right. Okay.
So, Matt, can you make a dexterity saving throw for your vehicle, please? It's a plus 10. Just normal roll, but plus
21 then.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Black dice is the best dice.
Rufus, same thing. Dexterity saving throw with your vehicle, but at disadvantage because you can't drive it. So you're having to, while crouching, sort of like hop it, like bunny hop it to the left.
Brilliantly, I rolled 2 8s, so 15.
15? Shit. Okay, Rufus. Can Ruff make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh, fuck a duck. Can the chat just give me purple or blue? Both of my dice are absolutely shit, and I keep in the belief that...
You can give him bardic inspiration because you can see him.
Yes.
Rufus,
the first one I saw was blue. So I rolled blue dice.
That seems overwhelming me to be saying purple. You've got bardic inspiration.
I have to very quickly get the door of my house, but I can hear.
If I've got bardic inspiration, does that mean I get to roll with an advantage?
No, it means you get an extra d8 to add to your roll total.
I'm really rolling like an absolute chump.
You're absolutely hard-castling it, mate.
I really...
Get your own name wrong now.
Okay. It was just a straight dex, right?
Yes.
7.
Oh, shit.
Was that with the plus D8?
Yeah.
With D8?
I rolled a 4 on the D8 and I rolled a 2 on the D20.
Ah, what a great time to take an interval. So, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. While Matt has gone to the shop to get something, we don't know what. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Do join us back then to find out what happens to the Rough Knight as he's
going to the shop
under a tank and has just got a 7 on a deck save. The players are currently on the Fury Road. So let's see what's going on. I believe the last thing that happened was Matt, your saving throw was
19.
19, great. So
19.
Your vehicle is going to take a little bit of damage. So as this massive truck you guys are chasing, go fuck yourself, Spanners. As this massive
go fuck yourself, Spanners.
As this truck just jolts to the left and slams its sort of the tank tracks and there's little blades on them into your vehicle, Matt. So you take. Ooh, this could have been a lot better for you. 15. 10.
Oh, am I taking damage?
No, you're not. The vehicle is taking damage. So the vehicle has 60 hit points, and you've just lost 25 of them. Which means a mishap roll. As your engine may or may not explode. Could you roll a d20 for me, please, Matt? Meanwhile, beneath the wheels of this thing. I believe, Rufus, you absolutely fucked that saving throw. I'm afraid you were about to take 4d10 bludgeoning damage as your bike and you go under the wheels.
Oh no.
So, ooh shit. That's. I used to have more d10s. I don't know where they've gone. Okay, 20 and fucking hell. Okay, Matt, did you roll a d20 for me?
I did. I got a 15.
15, lovely stuff. Okay, as your tormentor is jerked to the side, massive armor panels fall off of the side of it, and you are now functionally you have no armor left on the vehicle. Your damage threshold is now 0, and you've taken 25 damage. Smoke is billowing out the back of this vehicle. Bits of it are falling off. Meanwhile, Rufus...
can I just say my little thing that I'd say when this happens?
Yep.
I look down to Squeaks and go, I am the scales of justice! I am the conductor of the choir of death! No one can stop us, Squeaks! Just more Mad Max, isn't it?
Lovely. Lovely stuff. I also wanted to mention that while this is happening, and I forgot this last turn, one of the demons on the side of this thing, who's like a little 3-foot tall dude, pulls out a sort of massive stat. Oh, you have a shell!
Oh yeah, we have a shell circling our vehicle.
Yep, the shell actually reduces your damage down. It still beats the damage threshold, but you now have taken 15 damage instead of 25.
Shell.
Yeah, you've lost the shell. However, one of the demons sees this, pulls out a sort of, how do I put it, like stick with a rock on the end. It's not clear to see what it is. That lights up, and then he just sprays silver paint on his mouth, screams, "Witness me!" And
oh no!
rolls a 1. Just dives underneath. Your gun just dives underneath your wheels. And then from the front of the wagon, you just hear mediocre.
I look to Squeaks and go, okay, Squeaks, I think he wanted us to see that. Make a note of that because I'll forget.
Meanwhile, under the eviscerator, Rufus, I am so sorry to tell you that you have just taken 29 points of damage as you have disappeared beneath the wheels of the eviscerator. However, I would very much like you to make a athletics check.
Oh, fuck off. 2.
Okay, fair enough. You attempt to grab onto the tank tracks as they're going round to pull you up, but all that you succeed in doing is firing yourself out of the back of the vehicle. I'm afraid your bike has also taken. Your bike has been basically torn in half.
Did it explode? It still had a mushroom, so I mean, it still had sort of nitrous. Is there anything I can do to convince you that it?
Can Matt add a firebolt?
Yeah.
Always, but they're fire.
What happens is the back half of the bike is basically fired off into the back of the, just behind you onto the road. The front half of the bike, however, the mushroom activates and it jets forward past the eviscerator and slams into the part of the bridge that is ahead of you just as the eviscerator hits it. So there is a fireball. The eviscerator flares through it, and we now need to make some just drive rolls for the driver of that. That's a 20. He's fine. Richard, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please? And Matt, you have the option to juke to the right and try and catch the Rough Knight before he is left behind. Failing that, Claire has the option of dropping out of the sky and trying to catch him.
I'm going to juke.
All right,
I want to own this.
Matt, make a dexterity roll. Just make a roll. Add 2 to it.
16.
16. All right.
It's a 2-1.
You drop back, veer to the right, and as you can see the Rough Knight spiraling through the air, what you manage to do is position the car, your vehicle, just roughly where you think he's going to land, and he hits the front of it
Oh.
and is holding on to the grill at the front of it, his feet dragging underneath, kicking up dust. Well, I say dust, I mean fingernails. So he's just holding on to the front of it as the grill on the front of it just starts to bend.
Oh gosh.
Can I try and do a move where I maintain speed, but to help his momentum, I do a sort of handbrake, so I swivel the motion so he can have a moment to get back up.
You are about to jump a river.
I'll just keep driving.
Specifically, the river Styx.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So, Matt, I need another drive roll from you, please. If that Briony would...
Inspiration.
Yes! Add a D8 to this.
Oh, thank you. Because I rolled a 13, which is, in hellish terms, statistically a great number. So add 8, what's that? That's, 21.
Great. So long as it's over 15, great. So yes, you with the 15. So Rufus, this is terrifying. As for a moment, there's nothing between you and the absolute destruction of everything that makes you you.
Yeah.
But mercifully, I'll say this: the fact that you're in the air, you do manage to just kind of like utilize the fact that the gravity, all the gravity pulling on you is just offset a little bit because there is a point where it's falling, and use that to scamper up over Mad Max, and just dump yourself in the passenger seat of the Tormentor. You are now secure in the passenger seat. Claire, this is fine. It's just parasailing. It's rough. It's rough. The wind is rough at one point, but you're basically keeping pace with these things.
I'd like to think that whilst that was happening and Rufus was clambering up, because we had nothing underneath us, he clocked my eyes. I just took my hands off the wheel and went, "Look, Mr. Rough, new hands."
Then you slam into the road. There's a little bit of weaving around. We go back. We fall back to initiative, and we find ourselves with Briony on initiative 19. Oh, sorry, Matt. Please roll the thing in front of you.
The engine.
It runs into another yellow box. So please roll a d20. There's more yellow boxes on the road.
5.
A 5. You have one mushroom appears on your little screen. Briony, would you like to make a dexterity check to try and grab a box? And Rufus, you can also try and grab one by leaning out of the car, which I'll take for you an athletics check.
I got dexterity. Oh, it's +5, 21.
21, great. Roll a d20.
12 from me.
10. You're all good. 10. Briony, you have a feather.
The worst one.
For the purposes of this, triples your ability to jump.
Ooh.
Rufus, d20, please.
Yeah, 12.
12. You are, and this is weird because you're in the car. Oh no, sorry, 12. I'm looking at the wrong bit of chat. I can't read my handwriting. You are suddenly, how do I put this? From nowhere, wrapping around your chest, a load of green vines appear and sort of wrap around your torso, and a long vine with a mouth on the end just appears out of your, like, attached to your chest, going nom 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 nom. So yes, that is that. Except
that is freaky, Mr. Ruffle. You don't know what that is.
Oh, except that. Two things, Richard. Your song ends.
Oh.
And with a flash, all of you are tiny.
You bastard!
Although weirdly, travelling at exactly the same speed. Richard, you are tiny. You are tiny and surrounded by full-size demons.
No.
Oh, man.
No. Right, I don't know what we're using as a play mechanic here, but this makes you incredibly hard to hit.
That's true.
It does. However, it does make, if you do hit, it's real bad.
I can get squashed.
Yep. So, Briony.
And you go flat and go...
Briony, you should... what was I going to say? What would you like to do?
Okay. So, I'm choosing now between two things.
That's choices.
I know. Can I... Guys, should
Claire's choice.
I either try and stop the driver in a pretty stupid way, or I do something stupid to try. I've only got 2 stupid ideas to try and help the ref.
Yeah, we know the show.
Is that I can't do either of them as a free action.
Well, you have your action you can use for that. So.
Okay, then yeah, there is one thing I will prep. It's a free action, because if I'm going to jump, I want to cast... This may be a really bad idea, but I'm going to cast darkness where the Rev is, so they can't see little Rev.
Okay.
Cast it on one of the demons, so it's not on a thing that's not moving, and casting it on a demon.
You can just call me Rev. Yeah, you don't have to call me Little Rev. You don't have to point that out.
So, Little Jack, if I cast it, yeah. Or I would say Little Hard Castle, which would be like Little Hard Hut. Can I cast it? Darkness on a demon.
You can.
And
there is making its way down the gantry and it like now looking around because it can't see where the Reverend has gone. Is this?
Yeah, I'm going to cast it on that.
This thing, which I should point out is massive. It's the size of a horse.
I'm going to cast darkness on it.
Okay.
And with my action, I'm casting it as I'm kind of swinging forward, flying, holding onto the harpoon. And my action is just to set up something to help stop I'm going to drop a little pebble. You know what that pebble is. Into the driver's... into where the driver is.
I don't know what that pebble is.
I need a small crystal bead into where the driver is.
I do know what that pebble is. Okay, so I need you to make a darkness just happens.
Mm-hmm.
On
that
you just had to add the permitted term honky to the chat, Will. Thank you. So you cast darkness. Richard, you now cannot see.
Oh.
It's pitch dark.
So I have 2 disadvantages now.
Yes. And Briony, I need a dexterity. Make it like as if you were attacking with your bow, your crossbow. Make a dexterity throw as if you throw the pebble into the driver's, the cabin where the driver is. I should point out from there you can make out the driver, who is this shape.
Okay.
Although for the purposes of the chat, that's not the same stats as this.
I got a 19, but I don't know what I plus. I think it's plus 4 for the cleaver.
Are you clearing?
It's the same as you. It's the same as you would use with your.
Oh, then 24.
24,
okay.
Great. The pebble sails through the air and just goes in through a grate, rattles around a little bit, and you are very confident it's dropped into the driver's the helm. And that is your go. Ruff, it is your turn.
I rage.
Legit.
Literally the first opportunity resembling anything like combat that I've had to rage, I rage.
What I love is he's been so calm because of the adrenaline of the bike. That he wants to calm it.
Now, here's what I'm
Wait, hang on 1 second. The plant attached to you also rages. And because I'm reading the chat, just loudly screams, "Feed me!"
Yeah.
Nice.
See more?
Because we cannot have enough references in tonight's episode.
Oh, I thought when Claire's flying, it's a lot like the kite in Mary Poppins. Forgot to say.
Also, the brand of cigarettes that Matt is smoking are Morley's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, you were saying?
The big bad boys.
Yeah.
How
rang?
The big bad boys.
Yep.
Basically, what I want to try and do is jump and be swallowed by one of them. Can I? Am I close enough to do that?
As it stands, so Matt is keeping pace with this thing. So there was one of them, this big gorilla-looking thing, on the gantry near where the Reverend was. That whole area is now swamped in magical darkness. There is another one that you've yet to really see properly who is in the cab of this vehicle, there is a horned thing, how do I put it? Goat-headed demon, with all flies and that buzzing around him on the top of this thing. He's human-sized, but he's probably your best bet for jumping towards. The two largest ones that you might be able to be eaten by, Drax style, they'll be difficult to target. But you could, because you've got boots of striding and springing, you could have a go at that this turn. So if you wanted to, you have advantage on this, I think, because it's a strength check. Make me an athletics check with advantage.
Don't hard.
Oh! Yeah, baby!
Excellent. So, as the plant screams, "Feed me," you just run from a seated position, bursting through the windscreen, running along the front of the dune buggy, and just vault. And Matt, you feel the thing like slam into the ground. You also use it sort of trampolining yourself. You leap upwards. This thing is going to get an attack of opportunity, but a disadvantage because it's manning a gun. Nope. It tries to rotate the screamer, the psychic weapon it was using earlier on. It tries to rotate that to you, but the gimbal won't turn fast enough. And you are now descending towards this thing in, for argument's sake, beautiful slow motion, as to the right-hand side of the truck, a storm breaks. Lightning slams into the earth, sending just like dirt flying everywhere. Wind picks up, and you are absolutely free to attack this demon. As all heavy metal album covers come true.
Yeah. I'm just basically, if it seems viable that as the storm hits, this demon goes, "What?" As its maw opens, I am using thermal currents and just general badassery. I'm just gonna try and ping right down its throat.
Okay. Make an attack roll. You have advantage.
Yeah.
What are you hitting it with?
Everything he's got.
Well, I'm covered,
He balls.
I'm covered in spikes. Classically, I've got the old battle axe, and I've got the skippy raging thing, and then I've got a. It's. Yeah. No. Look. That's enough, right? I'm spikes, and I'm axe, and I'm. Carnivorous plant.
I just want to know what everyone should be imagining. Good news, the carnivorous plant has critted. And how many hit points does this horrible beast have? Okay. So, as you approach it, the carnivorous plant just dashes out in front of you. And hang on, how many? 8, 12. Okay. And we double that, don't we? 20. And the carnivorous plant is doing magical damage, so we cool. Great. The carnivorous plant does 40 damage as it just tears a chunk out of this thing's torso. It should be pointed out, as it turns out, it doesn't bleed. Sort of black tar pours out of it, as well as it releases loads of flies.
Drink it.
So, Rufus, your attack, please.
My attack. Is it? We're going with strength.
Yeah.
16.
That is a hit.
And the damage is now D12.
Yep.
Lovely. 6.
Plus your strength modifier.
Strength is 9.
9. So that's. And you're adding. You've got your spikes damage as well because you just slam into this thing.
Yeah, I think it's 1d4, isn't it?
It is.
2. And because I'm raging, I get a bonus attack, right?
You do.
Lovely.
Sorry, everyone. Me and Briony clunked the chat at exactly the same time.
What have you just seen?
Richard looks a little bit like a treasure hunter gone to the dentist.
Lovely
will
work,
take that.
Will.
My
Lovely
quest
work.
for lollipop.
We were trying not to laugh, but we both.
And then we saw each other and it made it worse.
Good times. So yeah, Rufus, roll that second attack for me, please.
I did, and it wasn't worth it.
What did you get?
2.
2.
Strength modifier, so
Wait, hang on. How much spike damage did you do?
2.
Never mind. You only needed 1 more after the attack.
Ah!
This thing dies. It discorporates. Can you make a Constitution save, please?
Yep.
And when it dies, it bursts.
No, hang on. Oh, is it? No, if I'm raging, I get advantage on Dex save. That's not Constitution save.
No, it isn't.
Shit.
What did you get?
13.
Oh, piss! You've done it. Yeah, but you feel like a wave of necrotic energy blow out of you as it dies. It's got like a sort of death throw attack, but you withstand that. Although your plant does not, and the plant just withers and dies and falls off of you.
Okay.
You are still, however, frothing with rage. Matt, your turn.
Yo, I'm gonna stick with a good plan because there's not much else I can do. I've got 1 more 3rd level, so I am going to Chaos Bolt the same track of the thing.
Cool. Make your attack roll, please.
Yep. So I'm doing my rolls first. I've got 7 and 1 again.
7 and 1, which is acid or
Let me get it.
acid or psychic.
Obviously acid. Obviously. Yeah, and then I'm rolling. What is it again? A 20. So a 16. I'd have to plus anything on that, do I?
You add your
D6.
charisma modifier and your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Just while they're working that out quickly in the chat, if anyone's on Spotify, there's a band called the Fucking Champs who do instrumental metal. If you did want something as a background to this, I recommend anything by the Fucking Champs.
Lovely stuff. Matt,
Brought to you by Rufus.
what did you get?
I got on my D6s. I got.
I don't know,
6
but I need you the hit roll first.
Oh, the hit roll was the 16. The modifiers. What am I adding? What did
You're
you
adding
say?
a charisma bonus and your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Charisma is +6.
No,
What's
that's your saving throw.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, +3.
Well, actually, it's the same.
And
It's-
+3 and +3.
Yeah,
sorry, I was looking at the wrong
16,
bit.
22, you have hit. Great. That is a hit.
I think I'm getting better at this, and then you remind me. There's so much of this I don't understand.
That's fine. There's so much of it you don't need to understand. What was your damage roll?
16.
16. That is, once again, you've done a ton of damage. You've done damage to it, but not enough to force a mishap.
All I want is that track to go. Blah, 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 blah.
What, like the weakest link?
Yeah.
No, it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is that noise. All right, cool. Richard, you're up. You're tiny. It's completely dark, and there's a massive demon near you. What would you
God.
like to do?
I need my molars looked at. No, I would like.
The demon hears you.
How close are we to the Styx, by the way? The River Styx? Are we over?
You're over it now.
Past it, yeah.
We passed it a long time ago.
Oh, dude, that is so last year. We are over it.
Yeah.
Damn it! I really wanted to find out
Who are
whether
these?
hoverboards
Who are these?
work
The
on water.
killers everyone's listening to.
Guys, if you like the Killers, you're going to love
bravery.
throat singing.
In which case, in my tiny state,
Yeah.
am I still hindered by darkness?
Yeah.
Helped by darkness.
And you can't see, so yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me.
Here's my plan.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds and just grab at anything.
Such a terrible plan. I love it. Okay.
I'm just going to.
Rich going through his emo phase right now.
Yeah. I've got Evanescence on in the background instead.
Wake
All right.
me up.
Okay, Richard,
Just
make an
tell me,
attack
so just
roll. Make an attack roll. They are John's and they're all still tiny. Make an attack roll at disadvantage, please, Richard.
Okay. I would contest that disadvantage personally, because I've said literally anything. I'll grab literally anything.
Well, yeah, but it's like how well you roll will dictate how helpful the thing that you've grabbed is.
All right. I'm going to use inspiration to roll my lowest one again. Is that fine?
Oh no, so use inspiration. You don't have disadvantage. You just roll once.
Okay, yeah, sorry. In which case, that's 10.
Plus,
Sorry.
it's just a
Oh,
normal
yeah,
attack
sorry.
roll.
16, sorry.
16. Okay. Yeah, sure. Roll the damage for your inflict wounds attack, please.
Okay. I'm doing the cool thing on D&D Beyond where it automatically does it for me.
It's great.
And that is 28 damage, Paul.
Fucking hell.
Why?
You cast that at first level.
I cast it at 3rd level.
Third level, great. So that's how much damage is that? 5d10.
Yes.
Lovely stuff. You put.
I'm really hoping it's not just the side of the car.
You sort of stumble around, and it's very unstable because the jolts on the road are now significantly bigger for you. But you find something. You touch something sort of leathery with that fur on it, and just go, yeah, this will do. Inflict wounds. And you hear a bellow, the like of which you have never heard, as something goes, ah, there you are.
Ah. Oh, yes, of course. Consequences.
Yes. But you,
That should be our team motto.
you
Best friends club.
absolutely
Oh, yeah. Consequences.
savagely harm a demon called a Balgura, which you're about to find is bad to have
Okay.
discovered. Next up is the bad guys. Oh, great timing. Richard, your armor class is you're normally 19, right?
20, because I've got my super cool armor on
Cool.
from the plane. Yeah,
All right. This guy's hitting you at disadvantage because you're tiny, but you realise you think he can see you.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, great. Only one hit. I won't lie. It's good. So Richard, please, Richard, you take...
But I am so small.
Yes. Which is why it's been harder for him to hit you, because it's also harder for you to dodge, because you can't see this coming.
Okay.
But you take
Claire.
16 damage.
16?
Yes. As this thing's fist, just like the fist is about the size of you,
Yeah.
slams you into the floor beneath you. You are also aware of. Actually, you're not. You're blithely unaware of this. As a bonus action, actually, Richard, you're aware of the momentum of the vehicle changes.
Okay.
Stopped. This vehicle is just slammed on, and what you guys see bursting from the helm is a four-armed, 15-foot demon with a horse head. Two of its arms are pincers. Two of its arms are huge clawed hands, and it leaps and just lands on the bonnet of the tormentor, Matt, and attempts to tear you out of the driver's seat.
Break.
Make a dexterity save.
It's 15. Oh, wait, what's the modifier?
+2.
It's +2, yes, 17.
17. Okay, you slam on the brakes just in time. It, however, rides the momentum shift, but I'll say it costs it an attack. Okay, that'll do. So, Matt, your armor class, please. Yours, rather than
15.
That is a hit. One of its pincers reaches around from the side and just grabs you bodily and squeezes. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, it's never good, is it?
No, it is not. Hang on a second. Oh, wait. So that's 6 plus 10. 15 damage, and you are now considered grappled. and with its other action, it'll cast a spell.
Oh, great. I think I'm about to go unconscious, guys.
Let me see.
Is Claire still parasailing?
Less so now, but yeah.
Well, she would have.
Yeah,
Actually, no, with its other attack, it's going to flip your car.
Small mercies.
Shitting hell. In natural 20s, that, and with its free hand, reaches under the dune buggy and just throws it a good 30 feet. So, yeah, that. And then we're back into initiative. Briony, your turn. You are descending to the earth.
Yeah, I'm gonna let
Oh, hang
go
on.
of the chain.
Yes, that's
Then I
right.
can fly.
Let me just see how the thing lands.
What
Oh,
just attacked me?
Impossibly, it lands on the ground on its wheels. That was improbable.
Is the vehicle we're chasing still driving? Is there a driver there?
No, this is the driver, and he's jumped out to kill Matt. Oh, and everyone goes big.
Oh. Well, my initial plan no longer works because the driver's not there.
Wait, Briony, make a perception check.
Can I tell the driver's not there? Well, I've just
Yep.
seen him jump out and attack
Yes.
Matt.
What is it we're fighting now?
11.
This is something. Actually, make a religion check, Matt.
12 plus. Yeah, 12.
12. But this is a bad demon. With that, you're not familiar with the specifics.
One of the bad ones.
Yes. And Brian, did you make a perception check?
Yeah, I got 11.
Okay. I got a 1. So you can see this demon that is holding Phillin. You can see in the sort of matted fur around its head, you can just see a tiny glimmer of a pebble.
Then I am going to cast Leoman's Tiny Hut.
I love that I have no idea what is happening.
Yeah.
You remember how I can make a house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make it wherever I put that pebble.
And so, what happens is the thing holding Matt and like screaming in an absolutely unknowable language is just going, and a house appears next to its head where there was no house, smashing it in the face. I have no idea what an appropriate level of damage is for that. Matt, make a dexterity saving throw.
Obviously. And obviously that is when I roll a 11 plus 3. Okay, 14.
Okay, cool. It drops you, and you land on your feet and manage to back away a little bit. This thing takes 30 damage from... No, it doesn't. Sorry, 20 damage.
40 damage, yeah.
It takes 30 damage because this house just smacks it.
140 damage. Was that?
Yeah, that's really, I got Rufus.
Smacks it in the side of the head. And that's a lovely... Bridie, if you don't already have inspiration, you can have inspiration for that.
I've already
is-
used it, so I'll take it back. Thank you.
Also, a small house falls to the ground.
Well, I look at Squeaks and say, Squeaks, or you don't think we're on the elemental plane of air no more.
Next up is Ruff, who is... Unless, Brian, have you got anything else you want to do on your turn?
Can I do anything else on my turn?
You've cast a spell,
Yeah,
you can move. You're just sort of hovering in midair, I guess.
Okay, so I... Oh no, darkness, you can't see even... Can I see in darkness because I'm the tiefling?
Not magical darkness, I don't think. Let me double check. I mean, I just haven't used darkness for ages. The chat might have a better idea of how this works.
No, I don't think I can. I don't think anyone can. Never mind. Then I think I just want to... is Phillin's on the floor? Can I pick Phillin up so he's not in danger?
I'll say this turn you can get to Phillin, so next turn you can scoot him out of danger, yes.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
that's what I do.
That takes us to Rufus, who you've stumbled a little bit on top of the wagon. You are next to this weird psychic gun. There's a harpoon gun up here, but also down to the side you can see this orb of darkness just next to you, and this massive four-armed horse demon thing that has just almost cut Phillin in half, and is now stood next to a sort of brightly coloured Wendy house that has appeared out of nowhere and smashed it in the face.
Can I aim the massive psychic gun at the horse-headed bad boy?
You can. It'll be slightly difficult because you're raging, but you can.
Hang on, then. What else is on?
You absolutely can do it.
Yeah, but are there any more big bad boys on the big car?
Not as far as you can see.
It's my fault.
Okay. Am I within jumping distance of the big bad boy on the ground, driver?
Considering you're raging and you have magic jumping shoes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just going to go proper barbarian. No point changing the recipe now, is there?
Lovely
I leap off the back of this thing. I raise my axe in the air and... roll a 17. Oh, no. Sorry. 20, a rough 20.
Lovely stuff.
Rough Knight, the barbarian.
That is a hit. You have hit him. Please roll your damage.
Do I get any modifier on the damage?
I think you add 2 to it, but it should all be taken into account on your sheet.
Yeah, it's +3, 8.
8, lovely stuff. Now, remind me, is your weapon magical or not?
The battle axe is a magic weapon that warns me of danger.
Right. So this thing takes proper 8 damage from that. As you slam your axe into one of its arms, and the thing just bellows with rage. It is unhappy, but it doesn't speak any languages that you speak, so it's just incoherent noise.
Which I follow up by trying to drive my elbow spike into its throat for an additional 3 damage.
It only takes 1 of those.
Fine. And then, as a bonus action, I will make another attack.
Yep. Don't forget, you can roll your damage twice and keep the best one because you've got a feat.
Oh, fuck.
We've all got feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've actually rolled 21 there.
That's a hit. And I would also say that as for heaven's sake, has suggested that as you dive off of the thing to hit it, you do scream, "Witness me." Your mouth somehow goes all silver.
I don't shout "Witness me." I shout, "It was my." No, what do I shout? It would be
Alibi me.
And a packet of crisps.
Sure.
But unfortunately, I've only rolled 6 damage.
Hey, that is all right.
Oh,
Considering.
hang on. Do you say I can roll
Twice and keep the
less
best.
one because of the feet?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fucking moron. And then roll it less. Yeah, 6 damage.
6 damage. All right. So that's we're up to. Okay, great. Lovely stuff. This is good. This is good. We want to keep chipping away at these guys. It's good times. Had enough movie references yet? Probably not. I suspect there's a lot more in the next clip. I haven't watched ahead at this point. I'm recording these as I go. That's the opening salvo of the fight with a bunch of demons who've stolen a car. There'll be a more coherent recap at the top of the next episode. But that's where we're at. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let us know if you're enjoying the show in the comments. All that kind of thing. And we'll see you next time for episode 18, part 3. I won't lie, we are barreling towards big plot points very quickly. I think we've got 2 episodes left of this series. I think, maybe 1. Let's find out how that goes. Yeah. And stick around. The next episode will be up in a couple of days, and it's a doozy. Which I'm pretty sure I'm using that term correctly. And if I'm not, why not tell me in the comments? Everybody loves being criticised in text by strangers. Why did I win?